This is Estimating Made Simple. My name is Jackson Littledyke, and what I'll be talking about is just the ways that we can save money, save time, and simplify the estimating process as a whole. Why simplify it though? My answer is who doesn't want a job that is easier, takes less time, but you're going to get paid the same, right? Uh, the main reasons why that would be so beneficial to any one of us is just that that creates more opportunity for us to do more things, different projects, different things that we can do to increase our value to ourselves and to others. And it just overall is just a better way to get things done. Time is money. I've always said that the more time you spend on something, the less valuable it is. So when we're simplifying our time, we're going to optimize it to where we can do more. We can do more projects. We can do different things to be able to create more revenue for ourselves because if each estimate takes less time, then you have more time to do more estimates, right? So it's just going to be a great way for you to make more money and as well as have less stress, less distraction, and less wasted time, which are the consequences of not optimizing our time and simplifying the estimating process. One way that I think we can simplify estimating is by monthly material pricing. Every single time we get a job, we have to get a price per job of the material that's being called out, what's being spec'd out, right? And that can be time consuming because it can take them days to respond to us and it can take them days to come back with questions. It just is a lengthy process, as well as making sure that we're covered in our pricing. The biggest thing that this would do is we can just have a Excel sheet that every month we're updating to have that accurate pricing for the relatively normal materials. Obviously the completely custom colors we're going to need to get that monthly pricing, but where we can save that time is just to be able to say, hey, I have this material that's being spec'd out, here's this price at this many sheets, and etc. And like I said, that's just going to save time for a per job basis, which will allow you to just move on to that next job. It can save days between having to send the quote out to receiving it to then sending it out to our customer. So it will also shorten lead times on estimates for our customers. Cutting out the middleman. I think if we can cut out the direct communication with our sales reps who then go and communicate with the customer, if we can get where we are just directly communicating with them, that's going to save a lot of time, especially when you have those questions or those things you're confused about. You're able just to reach out and say, hey, this is the question or concern I have. How can we solve this? Without it becoming just this huge email thread where there's just a lot of confusion. That can just make this process drag out where we don't need it to. So from then on, we're going to be doing direct communication with the customer. And then quick budgetary pricing. I'm guilty of this where I get a job where they're giving me, hey, I just need a budgetary price. And I take my time, I do a whole takeoff, I figure out how much is this going to cost because I don't want to be low. I don't want them to come back and say, hey, let's do a legit takeoff, whatever, and we're way higher than their number because that can lead to problems in the long run. It can hurt our customer communication, and just overall, it would just be a lot easier if we can just have a quick budgetary pricing, right? Simple bid sheet, find out the simple takeoff. We can just do a square footage, difficulty level, and then put that into that bid sheet, and it will automatically give us a price per square foot for a budgetary number, where the hope is we'll never be low with that number. We will always be in a rough ballpark. If anything, we'll be able to come back and say, hey, you know what, it actually will be a little cheaper. So this will just save time because you don't have to do such detailed takeoffs, as well as very detailed bid sheets, it should reduce our time at least in half by just being able to do it this way. And then scaling material orders. This is something that currently we kind of just are doing a little guessing game. We are going in and trying to say, hey, how much extra material do we think we need? And I think this is another reason that the budgetary system will also help, is we'll already be able to determine a difficulty scale. This will be part of the scaling material orders, because when we know, hey, this job is this difficult, we're going to want more remakes available to be able to cover ourselves in case there's minimum quantities of orders, things like that. So we don't have to come back and say, hey, we need to order more, and it put ourselves at a loss. So that scale will be determined by difficulty, size of job, all of that, and it'll just automatically be built into our bid sheets, which then will just, you don't have to worry about it. You're not going to be the one guessing. It's not on you. It's just going to say, hey, I need this many these many sheets of this material in this bid, and when it does that, it's just going to shoot you out a number, and you should move on. You don't have to sit there and wonder or guess or hope that it's going to be enough. The power of simplification is great. Like I said before, it reduces stress, saves time, and improves the quality of your work. And it is just overall, I don't know why you wouldn't want anything simpler in your job. It's just, it just makes sense. To recap, I think the main points that we're going to focus on to simplify this process is monthly pricing of materials, especially the ones that we are using consistently, direct communication with our customers, budgetary estimates being a lot more simplified to where we're not doing such detail in them, and then scaling our material orders so that we can just know right when we're ordering how much to order. Keep it simple and focus on what matters. Don't let yourself be overwhelmed. Confucius. This whole talk has been about simplifying, and I promise you that when you're keeping it simple, you are just going to be happier, right? You're not going to have those stresses. You're not going to be as overwhelmed as you can be when you're overthinking, you're stressing about these, 1, 2 questions, or the guessing game of ordering material, budgetary numbers. You're just going to be able to enjoy your work more, enjoy your job, as well as create more opportunities for yourself to progress and earn more money. My challenge to you is just to implement it. We're going to roll these things out to you. If you don't want to use them, that's completely up to you. You can do it the old way, but I promise that these benefits are going to greatly outweigh those mental blocks that you have of, no, I just want to keep doing it the old way. So I challenge you to implement these things as we go forward. Thank you for listening to my presentation.
Good job.